The Hayley O Show. Every Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Only on bulls.co.za.
Right, so we move on to some more fabulous brawn this Friday morning. I called it Ab Friday for a reason. We had our MMA fighters in here between 10 and 11, and now we've got the guys from Sweat 1000, the workout phenomenon that's everyone's talking about in Joburg and I'm sure all around the country. I described Sweat 1000 as my discovery of 2012 because I'm someone who needs motivation to go to gym, and Sweat is the ultimate workout where you are motivated from when the clock starts to when you finish an hour later. So welcome, guys. We've got Steve, Andrew, and Paul in studio with us. Thank you for coming through.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
And maybe let's start off with, for people who don't know what Sweat 1000 is, maybe, Paul, if you want to tell us just the basic concept of what it is.
Okay, specialized weight exercise aerobic training is a concept that Steve came up with when he was in the States, and we basically started in South Africa together. Steve came back to South Africa, and we decided that it would be a good idea to start the concept here. It's an hour class. It's a treadmill-based class. It's an intense, high-intensity interval training that's just a phenomenal workout.
I like to refer to it as the rave of workouts because you've got music pumping, you've got lights changing, and you've got like a whole lot of people working out next to you, motivating, cheering you along. And what I think is so great about Sweat 1000 is that you never plateau. You are always, I'll think, I've been going to Sweat 1000 for 6 months now, and, surely it's going to get easier. But there's always a way to push yourself further, and the exercises are always changing. Steve, you must have to, when you're taking a class, you must have such a memory of exercises that you can draw from.
Well, yeah, as you said, it's an experiential exercise program. This voice is from screaming and motivating. But yes, you're right. We challenge you on different levels every day, and the class changes every day. It's a dynamic class that incorporates your core stability, functional training, extreme cardio, resistance. So we incorporate every element of what we think is the ultimate exercise out there. That's why you never know what you're going to get when you walk in. As the instructors, we plan. We've got so many toys that we call them to play with and throw at you. So we will bring in every element of exercise that's out there, always having your baseline as your treadmill or your incline trainer.
Cool. And now, maybe, Steve, can you talk us through how you came up with the idea of Sweat and how it's grown into something that's blossoming, booming in South Africa?
Yeah, with pleasure. Well, actually, in the United States, I worked with a lot of the professional athletes. So we had NFL football players, mixed martial artists, basketball players. So what we used to do was always train these guys at the highest level. And then what would happen is we would have all the women coming in and watching and saying, I'd love to do this workout too. So it became that sexual energy of man, woman, shirts off, screaming, shouting, exercise. And then when we brought it back to South Africa, teaming up with Andrew and Paul, we just grew it to a different level. They threw in their expertise coupled with my concept, and together we've made it the experience it is now with DJs, music, lights, etc. So it all evolved from the highest level of training into mainstream, which is, there's nowhere else in any exercise you walk out with the same exhilaration. You called it rave exercise. You feel like you're in a nightclub, but you actually had all the healthy components and got the same high.
Cool. And now, when he says DJs, he's not exaggerating. I've booked 4 classes this weekend, and I know that on the weekend there are actual DJs in the class mixing music, mixing tracks for you to work out to.
We've incorporated DJ booths into all the new studios going forward. So yeah, the lighting, the DJs, it's like I said, you forget you're actually exercising.
I don't know.
maybe not forget, but it's not the same as going in a big gym and getting on a treadmill and trying to do a workout.
Sure.
You actually have so much fun that you get lost in it and you get taken with all the different elements going on.
And the time goes fast. That's what I love,
Yes,
you know.
that's-
It just, after a while, you look at the clock and you've done 50 minutes of intense workout. I always say with sweat, you can't fit more exercise into an hour.
No.
If you want to dedicate an hour of your day to exercise, you must do
This
sweat.
is time management.
Because you can't do more in that hour.
And that today is a key thing. Most people don't have time.
Sure.
So they come to us as experts and say, how do we do cardio and weights, or when should we just do sweat? Because it covers all the bases.
Sure. And Andrew, maybe you can tell us where your outlets are. So I go to Nicolway Sweat. I think it was the second one that opened in Joburg. Where are your other gyms?
We opened originally in Cape Town in Sea Point, and that we opened about 3 years ago, and that was really successful. And there was always we had a big Johannesburg market that used to come down to us and say, when you're going to open in Johannesburg, when you're going to open in Johannesburg. And we had the opportunity about a year ago to open in the Morningside Shopping Centre, which was our first Johannesburg operation, which, from the word go, has just been chock-a-block. It's been an amazing ride for the three of us. We've loved every second. So, we're sitting currently with probably about 370 franchise requests.
370?
From literally all over the world.
Wow.
We've Nicolway was our first franchise, which they've done phenomenally well. It's an awesome studio. Bedford Views just opened up.
Is that also a franchise?
It's also a franchise.
Okay.
It's a phenomenal studio.
When did that open?
That opened about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
They've got all the latest, the newest equipment, the newest incline trainers, which is all touchscreen.
Wow.
So every studio just evolves.
And
They've
gets
got a
better and
built-in, as Steve was saying earlier, they've got a built-in DJ booth.
Yeah.
So there's going to be regular DJs. We've just got to try get Sasha Martiningo to come once in a while. And
Say a bit louder.
but Sasha Martiningo to come. And but that's the whole thing, is to create an atmosphere where people go, they know that the hour that they're spending on exercise is efficiently and effectively spent. The results people are getting are phenomenal. We've just signed up in Pretoria as well, Brooklyn in Pretoria.
Okay.
We're busy with Newlands in Cape Town, which
Wow.
we're quite far down the line with.
And overseas?
Overseas, we're talking to London, Australia, New York,
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, yeah.
Wow,
so
and this is a uniquely South African concept.
Correct.
So that's traveling.
proudly South
Homegrown.
African. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, we're going to chat more to you guys. Let's play some music for now. Do you have a favorite workout song, any of you guys?
Gotta make you sweat, Snoop Dogg.
Okay, that's coming up next. But it is expanding very, very quickly. You said Bedford Views just opened, Norwood's about to open, and there are requests from even LA, London, places overseas that are wanting to open up these gyms. Now, I want to ask you, because there's some hot mamas and some hot guys that do Sweat 1000. Which branch is the best people watching?
We can't discriminate.
Because
Everybody's
Cape Town, there are
watching.
some beautiful people
Yes.
that go to Sea Point.
There definitely are.
Well, all the branches, hey?
You know what? It's what's great to see about is the different mix of people and how people evolve in their lifestyle. A lot of people come in with the goal of losing weight,
Sure.
as in most exercise, not even realizing what's going on with their whole world changes. We had ladies coming in post children, starting to do it to lose weight, and have ended up running 10Ks, doing the Jazzy run, never run in their lives before.
Yeah.
We're getting emails about how that's where I feel it's all, the beauty side is great, but for me, to know I'm changing lives in the most positive way, all of us,
Yeah,
it
'cause you feel
transcends
so
from,
good when
well,
you
do
leave one
it.
of those
Not
classes.
just what happens in the studio, but trickling out into your whole life that's what it's all about, really.
We
But-
also, talking about hot mamas, we launched a program in January in Cape Town called the Hot Mama program with Tula, which is basically a nurse, or what did you call it?
It's
a clinic.
pregnancy clinic,
Yeah, a clinic for
yeah?
for moms after or
postpartum,
Post
during
and-
and postpartum. So it's
To
all new
keep
moms.
fit while you're pregnant.
Well, it's
Yeah, well,
actually
to get back.
post-child. Get back to your
to get back. So
self.
for moms that have just had their kids and they're struggling to get back into fitness, we've launched a class specifically for them in January, and we're just coming to the end of that. It's a 5-week program.
Can you do like the Elizabeth Hurley course where you can, I mean, I think she looked perfect after about like 6
20
weeks.
days, yeah.
But that's great, and it is for everyone. I mean, there's not a specific kind of shape or age that it suits. I mean, in a class you've got guys and girls, which I think is important to say, and all different shapes and forms. Hey?
Yeah, what's great is it's a workout that you can do with your spouse, your boyfriend. It's something that caters to all fitness levels. We've got pro athletes. We've got some of the top Springbok rugby players in there. We've got pro fighters. And then we've got people just starting out. So each person gets pushed to their maximum. We do encourage people to smash their comfort zone. So try and help take you to the next level. But yeah, originally it was like 70-30 women to men ratio. Now it's almost balancing out because guys are realizing it's not a Jane Fonda aerobic class. It's a challenging fitness class that is done by the best of the best pro athletes. So it's good enough for them. It's good enough for you. And the results are phenomenal, truly.
But then now, what do you say? Like Sasha Martiningo just came into studio now, and when you encouraged him to come, he was like, "Oh no, I can't do that. I can't do that." What do you say to the people who have heard that it's this hectic workout and they're too afraid to give it a try?
Give it a try. You've got to want something. Like anything in life, you have to have that desire in order to be successful. And if you really truly are unhappy or do want to improve your life, get in and give it a shot. Your first class is complimentary, so come in, try it out. If you love it, your first one you're kind of in shock. You're like, what was that? So come to the second one, and I promise you, we have about literally an 85% retention rate with people starting, who stay with it, because not like a mainstream gym where you're by yourself, you're not sure. Basically, you've got that one-on-one component because there's always your instructor, your assistant. We're handing you weights, helping you, following the lead. We're calling the different stuff. So you're guided from beginning to end. You're not alone. And that camaraderie you spoke of earlier is so prominent in the class. The encouragement, the screaming, the energy. It's brilliant. You have to do it to believe it.
And what I really like is, just for people who haven't done it, when you're on the treadmill, you're given 3 speeds. So the walker, jogger, and runner's speed.
Correct.
And that gives you kind of a gauge of, where you can set yourself. And you always notice when you're improving.
Correct.
Because if you started at sweat on the walker speed and you gradually work up to jogger and then runner, I mean, it's great to see that progression.
Well, you do, and then we've also got advanced now that we've incorporated. So when you've got someone who's got to, like you said, it never gets easier. That'll never happen because we will always challenge the fittest person in the room to their maximum, as well as the beginner to their maximum, like I said earlier. So you'll never go into a sweat class and walk out saying that was easy.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I've also heard about these extreme classes that you run for some of these MMA fighters and others. We'll talk about that after the next song, one of Steve's favorite sprinting songs, Gonna Make You Sweat. Right, we in studio with the guys from Sweat 1000 talking all about the ultimate workout that has hit South Africa it's hit Josie in the last year and has been around in South Africa for the last 3 years. And a lot of celebs are also tweeting constantly about Sweat 1000. You've got some cool names getting involved. Who you've got Tanya van Kraan in Cape Town. You've got Cabello here in Joburg. Who else do you have?
Well, we've got some of like I said, the rugby players. Francois Hoogart's been doing it. He loves it.
Which branch does he go to?
Morningside.
Okay.
He's done Morningside and Sea Point.
Cool.
But he will be doing others, definitely. He's very into it. Kevin Arena, the boxer, all the Fight Fit Militia, EFC fighters. And then some of the swimsuit models, cover girls. Yeah,
Hayley Owen.
Of course, Hayley Owen.
No, but I mean that just shows. I mean, this swimsuit models and all those like sportsmen, they're obviously getting something out of it, or they wouldn't be doing it because like that's their income. Their bodies and their fitness is what they rely on.
Yeah, for sure.
And now tell me, Steve. So these extreme classes.
Yes.
I bumped into Darren Daniels, the MMA fighter, the other day, and he said he was struggling to sit down because of one of your extreme classes. Now, he is a fit guy.
Correct.
To make Darren Daniels stiff is quite an achievement. When do these take place?
Those are usually on Thursday mornings. We do that in Morningside. And, yeah, that's really the next level of Cabela actually is doing those too. He's become somewhat of a machine.
He is training for comrades, hey?
Yes, he's
Goal is to get a silver this year.
yeah, he's really pushing hard. But that's really ultimate exercise, sort of what we did with the pro football players in the United States. It's all out one speed, so there's no walkers and joggers invited
Just running
to that.
speed.
It's actually above, it's advanced. And then the floor work is explosive, dynamic movements, all that would take an athlete to the next level, all plyometrics with RIP 60 suspension or trampoline, regular equipment, but way advanced.
Wow. And tell me, so you do classes in Joburg and in Cape Town?
Correct. I'll go to all the studios.
Okay, and now I haven't done one of your classes. I've always managed to be busy at that time.
Correct. I've noticed.
But I've heard stories about how hectic and insane and the vibe, how crazy they are. And tell me, how do you get your energy to motivate these people? I mean, your voice is hoarse
Sure.
now. How many classes have you done this week?
I don't even know. But I'll tell you, there's one word for it, and that's passion. That's all I can say is I live this brand, and fitness and Sweat 1000 are my blood. I get in there and I'm really very shy. You can ask everybody. But seriously, when I push start on that clock, something steps into me and I become my alter ego, and that is, just 1,000,000,000% all out, balls to the wall, balls radio. Yeah. Sasha's posing for us right now.
Sasha,
see,
you
but
can't
he's-
come in here
he's
and then
motivated.
not do a Sweat 1000 class. He's saying he's going to die. Maybe you'll just get
He's
him
doing
to
extreme. He's going to do extreme.
And tell me now, how do you become a Sweat 1000 instructor?
Well, we actually run certification programs.
Okay.
We are looking for brilliant people, passionate fitness industry people who want to join this brand.
But they do, all your instructors, I must say, they really are special people
Well,
that
we
are
choose the
so
best.
passionate, and you've chosen well, I would say, until now.
Well, you've got to make the cut. We put you through. You've got to survive 10 classes.
Yeah, they don't
You've
look
got-
bad either, ladies.
You've got to participate, and then you go through a full certification where you do a theory and practical exam. And
sure.
so it's an intense training program. But please, if you are interested, let us know either on Twitter or Facebook or email info@sweat1000.com.
Cool.
Let us know because we're looking for good people.
Really, really good people. And I want to chat to you about what you do in your personal capacity to train and to feel and look good, and how diet comes into the whole Sweat 1000 routine. We'll chat about that after
Okay,
this
look
next.
forward to it.
Right, if you're looking for motivation to work out, we've got the guys from Sweat 1000 in studio with us. And they were just telling us now while we were playing that song that in Cape Town they had a lady that was 77, is that right?
74, yeah.
74, a cardiologist from Boston that did sweat classes for the whole time she was in Cape Town. And who else was in the class, you were saying?
There was a 14-year-old kid and a triathlete in the same class.
Ironman triathletes, all
Sure.
in the same room.
So it just shows that anyone,
diverse,
even
very much.
Sasha Martiningo, can.
Just promised us he's coming, by the way.
we'll take photos. And guys, if I can ask you, so I mean, another craze that hit Joburg in terms of fitness was the CrossFit
Yes.
craze. How would you say to people who have done CrossFit before or no CrossFit, how would you say it compares?
Well, it's very different than CrossFit. We think CrossFit's awesome, by the way.
Okay.
And we encourage our people as well to go do CrossFit, as well as the CrossFitters are coming to us. We actually had the African regional champions training. They go to Nickelway every Sunday. Julian's team. And you know what, it's a lot of more powerlifting based stuff and power moves, but it's a brilliant concept. Ours is a lot more cardiovascular with the treadmills, but we also do have elements of plyometric strength, functional core stability, but they complement each other brilliantly. So, yes, we think CrossFit's great too.
Cool. And I think, like you said earlier, with Sweat 1000, it's something you've got to try. You know, the first class is complimentary,
Correct.
like you said, and you can't really judge until you've given it a try.
It gets, the word we use is addicted, because
Yeah.
you said it. That's all I ever hear from people. I'm addicted. It's the best exercise. I've tried to go back to the gym. I can't do it. It's taken me to another. And again, it goes back to that experiential exercise. That's sort of where I'm heading with a catchphrase, because all the elements are appealed to sight, with the lighting and the energy and the music, and we got the club lights and the DJ. So couple that with everything, it's just, you won't find that anywhere else.
Sure. So give it a try. And then, Steve, I wanted to ask you in your personal capacity. I mean, let's be honest, you're in pretty good nick. I spoke to someone who went to one of your classes at Nickelway this week, and apparently girls were putting their hands on your abs and taking photos after the class. I know I'm embarrassing you now.
No,
but,
you're not. I'm fine.
It is visual radio,
Yes.
so if you wanted to treat anyone to anything,
Very sharp, but let me know what you want.
No, so I just wanted to ask you, I mean, in your personal capacity, what is your training routine and your diet, and how do you keep your discipline?
Well, basically, I don't cheat ever. I'm very extreme, so please don't follow me. But my eating is perfectly regimented, very, very low carb base. Oatmeal's the only carb I have. I haven't had bread, pasta, sugar, rice in 12 years, chocolate, ice cream. I stay consistently miserable.
Wait, say that again. You haven't had? Say that again.
Rice, bread, pasta, sugar, chocolate, ice cream. Yeah, so I stay consistently miserable. Alcohol. No, basically it's just a dedication.
Sure.
But I do eat things I love. There are good choices out there. It's the usual every 3 hours, keep your metabolism going, but all about right choices. I replace carbs with good fats, your avocado, nuts, olive oil. And basically I do a sweat class every day myself, and I do weight training 3 days a week for specific body parts.
Okay.
Paul, Andrew and myself live and breathe this way every day. We all over 40, and we all really... we are the brand. We practice what we preach. And so, like I said, everything in life, whatever you want, you can have, but you've got to want it. And that's the key.
Oh, that's what you've got to remind yourself. And so, Steve, you go out for dinner tonight.
Yes.
What do you think you'd have?
Well,
and where would
basically,
you
it
go?
depends where we will have salad with a lot of salmon, obviously good fats, sashimi, salmon salad, seared salmon, chicken, obviously. I don't eat red meat just by choice for about 8 years.
Okay.
Ostrich is fine, a lot of egg whites, but any restaurant you'll find something. Grilled king clip, veggies on the side, a salad with avo, perfect to have. You can have lean steak, filet if you like, red meat, chicken breasts obviously, but it's not boiled plain. You can have certain flavor with it. I mean, I'll eat like a big salad with nuts and avocado and olive oil and vinaigrette, and it's an interesting salad with salmon or whatever. You've just take out the cheese, take out the croutons and all the other garbage that they throw in there.
Yeah, that we all like so much.
Exactly. Cottage cheese, non-fat cottage cheese, great whey protein.
Cool.
And obviously we do have I'm going to push Sweat Body Fuel. We bring in from the US. It's probably the best meal replacement shake because it's not just whey protein. It's got every green vegetable. It's got your acai, goji berry. It's for cleansing, detox, as well as protein and wellness. It's wheatgrass.
So do you have that before a workout or after a workout?
Post-workout is brilliant. During your workout, we have an amino energy or amino power drink we make, which feeds your body the essential amino acids, which is basically proteins broken down. So as your body's working out and you're getting your microscopic tears in the muscle, which is what happens, or your lean mass breaks down, you're regenerating it with the amino acids, which are the building blocks of muscle.
Okay, and where can we buy this? If
Well, at all the
interested?
Sweat 1000 studios, we do have that. It's
Okay.
really brilliant and the best tasting. People again addicted. We ran out. Our shipment from the States got delayed. People were not happy with us at all.
Okay, so it's really popular.
Yes, it is.
And you guys, Paul and Andrea, are you also as disciplined? Like, what would you have? What do you have planned for this weekend?
We want to be like Steve, so whatever he does.
Oh, really?
do you guys have the odd beer, odd glass of wine?
No.
No alcohol, very limited carbs later on in the day, but otherwise pretty much the same.
Okay.
Yeah, good fats and protein.
Sure. Between you and the MMA fighters that I had in here earlier, the discipline is
I know,
unbelievable.
I love it. It's beautiful.
Okay, we're chatting to the guys from Sweat 1000. We'll be back after this. Right, we're talking discipline and healthy lifestyles here in studio with the guys from Sweat 1000. Now, I hope we've encouraged you to try out Sweat 1000 if you've never tried it before. Paul, maybe you can just tell us how you'd go about booking a class or setting it all up.
Okay, so as mentioned earlier, your first class is complimentary, so you can either contact us via email on info@sweat1000.com or directly at any of the studios. And once you've done your first complimentary class, and the choice is yours, you can decide whether to buy individual sessions. We have 10 class packages, 20 class and 30 class packages.
Okay.
And there's no membership. There's no joining fee, so there are no barriers to entry. We're currently in negotiations as well with Discovery Health to tie in with Vitality.
Awesome.
So
We'll love that.
you know, there's a lot going on, and it's pretty simple once you've created your online profile to make your bookings.
Yes, I love that. I
And,
love that you can book online. You just go, it's 8 o'clock in the evening and you realize you want to go to gym the next morning. You go on the website, see if there's space in the class.
Yeah,
and
it's
join.
a brilliant online booking system, and you're in control of it. So you decide, when you want to book. If you have something that comes up as well, and you need to reschedule a session, you can do it yourself as well. So it's
very progressive, I must say,
Yeah.
in terms of gymming and workouts. I would say, yeah.
By appointment, which really no other facilities do in the gyms. You're going to a spinning class somewhere and you got to get there so early to get in. If it's
Sure.
a popular class here, you book your spot, it's yours. It's limited to the amount of treadmills in the class for the double component, as we call it. But it's if you've booked your spot, you're in. So at 8:15 tomorrow, you've got a spot in Sea Point.
Yeah,
It's
you don't
set
have
for
to
you
get
now.
there an hour
Correct.
earlier.
Yeah.
And now you'll all be able to see, if you're listening to us online and watching our live stream, that they're all wearing some Sweat 1000 gear, Sweat 1000 t-shirts. I have some Sweat 1000 workout gear, and it's the stuff that I always put to the top of the pile because it's the most comfortable and you feel the best in it. You feel sexy and you feel good about yourself when you wear the Sweat 1000 workout gear. And you can get that at the outlets.
All the
at
studios.
gyms.
It's all. Most of our stuff is imported, all manufactured in LA. Actually, organic cottons, as you said, so comfortable. But yeah, very much. The gear is a big part of it, and yeah, we actually have a new drop coming in about a week. So there's a bunch of new stuff that we. That no one's seen before that we're going to put in all the stores. It's awesome.
It's not only workout gear. I mean,
It's
you've got
casual.
some great casual wear to
Correct.
wear on the weekends.
Yes.
And I've been asked before, when do you feel sexiest? And I always say in my gym clothes. That's when I
I
feel the
agree
best
with
about
you, I
myself. And it's really nice
Hate you.
to get these outfits that make you feel, even sexier. So, guys, I want to thank you all for coming in this Friday. Because it's a Friday show, I always have to ask you what you're up to this weekend. So what are your plans for the weekend?
I'm going to make people more fabulous. Teaching classes. Actually, we're going to go watch the game tonight. We're watching Francois play. We are Stormers fans, though. But we
Glad you
won't.
said that at the end of the
No, but just based on our place. We're behind Francois tonight, though.
Awesome. So you guys all in Joburg this weekend?
Yeah, we fly back tomorrow to Cape Town. Steve's staying an extra day just to look after the Joburg crew.
Cool.
And then back to Cape Town for
Children, family.
family time.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks, guys. I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope you enjoy the rugby, even if the Stormers don't win.
Thank you.
But yeah, we'll see you at Sweat.
Well, thanks for having us. It was
Thank
truly
you.
a
Thank you.
privilege. It was
Pleasure.
great.
Have a great weekend.
The Hayley O Show. Every Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Only on bulls.co.za.